What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are gonna see if we can beat Max Verstappen around Nordschleife. Now, Max Verstappen recently did the NLS series. He ran in the Cup 3 class, which is the Porsche Porsche Club Sport. Woo! Early in the morning. No, I'm joking, it's actually quite late. I'm just rushing. Which is the Porsche Club Sport, like we have right here. Now, it's kind of hard to simulate everything that Max might have been through. But he set a lap time of 10:21 in qualifying. Now, he was way down. The weather was terrible. And pretty much everything was against Max Verstappen in his qualifying time. But he did 10:21.59 on the NLS layout, which we have here on Assetto Corsa. Now, I did turn up the fog because it was very foggy, and I have also done away with all possible grip because the track was damp. It wasn't wet, there was people out on slicks, but it was damp. I've also fully loaded the car with fuel, and I think we do also have to do our obligatory sound check because it's a Porsche and it sounds really good. So let's hop into our obligatory sound check. Sounds pretty meaty. Now, this car has traction control, it's got ABS, and we have cold tires. So we're going to take it easy on our outlap. This outlap is purely just so I can learn the track a little bit, figure out where we're going to have lag spikes. Max Verstappen did have a few code 120s, I believe, or a code 120, which is basically where they're not allowed to go. Oh my goodness, these tires are icy cold. It's basically where they have to drive at 120 k's an hour. Very interesting way of handling car accidents. I know Manny also suffered a little bit. We might try and beat Manny's time. We don't have an M4 GT4, but we do have a Lotus GTC that is very similar. So we'll see how that goes. Oh my golly gosh. Vision, not too bad, not too great. I think it's going to get a bit worse once we're on the actual ring itself. I have turned off penalties so that if I crash, I have no choice but to finish the lap. We will take probably 1 or 2 attempts. I don't know if I have a time for more. But on our outlap, let's just feel the car out. Its tires are still freezing cold, to be honest with you. But I thought it is somewhat fair. It's kind of hard to simulate the traffic, but I have tried to simulate in every other aspect, like starting with cold tires so that I don't really learn the track on my first lap, on my warm-up lap. The car is quite heavy. We are fully loaded with fuel. I've turned fuel consumption off. So we are going to be running with 70 liters of fuel the whole way around the track. Cool, so we've got some heat in the front left now. A little bit in the rear left. My MacBook is turned off. I'll try and turn it back on the straight now. Okay, flying down the straight now. This car is quite quick, quite potent. But I think to be honest with you, I think we stand a really good chance at taking Max's time out. Wow. Understeer for that. I do think we stand a good chance at beating Max Verstappen around this lap. I know Nürburgring quite well. Our track conditions are not nearly as treacherous as what they're gonna have. But also, let's be honest, it's Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is absolutely insane as a driver. I say that going direct through a corner. Down to Foxhole we go at 250. Oh my golly gosh. That is absolutely bombing it through there. Take it a bit easy. Understeer. On the brakes you go. I haven't really fiddled with setup because I want to try and disadvantage myself as much as possible. I can't even finish a sentence because I'm talking so much. Oh my goodness. And I also thought of turning TC off. We might just do that to just make it a little bit more challenging. I'm basically trying to give myself like the hardest time possible to go as fast as possible around the treacherous Nordschleife. I mean, it's nicknamed Green Hell for a reason. That is because it is just so scary, and this car is quite bumpy. Touching the grass there, not very good. I could have Ubered to that apex, man. Missing that apex, totally. Not very good. Shout out to Jimmy Broadbent's friend there for giving me that saying. There's a new one for me. Okay. The car also doesn't really like curves. It is not the biggest fan of the curves. Can tell you that much. Very bouncy. The spring rate is good. It's nice and stiff. We're having to brake so early for these corners. Blikskottel. We're having to brake so early for these corners. It's quite scary, but Max Verstappen had a ridiculous amount of added weight because he was doing his limited, what's the word? He was limited to a certain amount of weight doing his run. He wasn't allowed to go faster than a set amount of time or something like, or not set amount of time, but he wasn't allowed a large amount of power. He did quite well, I think, his time in those conditions, which we are trying to simulate here, were highly impressive. This corner, I never know what to do because it is like a weird apex. Like, you don't know if you want to double apex. Into carousel we go. One of my favorite corners. For as sharp of a corner, you can carry quite a lot of speed. Touching the curb again. What was I saying? Forgot what I was saying. Ooh. Okay, these corners are my kryptonite. If I was Superman, this would be my kryptonite. This corner specifically, with its weird bumps in the mid corner, totally my kryptonite. Yeah, I love that corner though. If you get that corner right, it is absolutely beautiful. Same with this one. I did turn mechanical damage off, by the way. Try not to spin our wheels too much here when we pull away. Front tires are now overheated, so we will be understeer heaven here. Luckily it was a YouTube corner, which is this corner, where everybody crashes. And then this is my other kryptonite, is this corner, because it's a late apex, but it's an apex that falls away from you onto another curb. And my Twitch chat screen has turned off again. So we might not have traffic like Max Verstappen. We might not have code 120s. I actually know where his code 120 is. Let's simulate his code 120. I will simulate his code 120. I am taking it a bit easier now. I'm a bit scared after that moment. Oh, I love this corner. If you get this corner right? So you come out here, you go here. When you get the corner right, I love it. When you get it wrong, I absolutely hate it. But you're supposed to go wide, cut in, touch the apex, not cut the grass, or talk to Mr. Barrier. Oh, it's terrible for me. Okay, down to third gear through here. I am taking it a bit easier on this outlap because I've never driven with this setup, or this car, or this track combo. This is a world's first for me. Now down the straight we go. I also believe because of Max Verstappen being limited to power, he only had 300 horsepower or something like that. So he didn't have much power in comparison to us. I believe this car has over 300 horsepower. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna simulate the code 120. I know exactly where it is. I can't remember the corner's name. I know it's after Vluchtplatz, but before Foxhole. Somebody went deep into the braking zone, so we'll try our best to simulate that. Down to third gear. Now, on normal Nordschleife, you want to take this nice and easy because you want to set up for the right corner over there. But we don't have a right corner. I also have zero clue where to brake for this first corner. So I'm, in that aspect, screwed. I'm going to brake nice and earlier onto our flying lap, by the way. Oh, deep. Not good, not good. Not a good start here. Oh, it's quite slidey through there. Now, I know Max Verstappen wasn't pushing too hard because he was trying to get his license, and for some reason Nürburgring was extraordinarily strict with him, and basically he had to go through the rigorous testing that everybody has to do. He had to write an exam. He had to do a lap behind a professional driver because according to Nordschleife they had to treat him the same. Initially that's what they did, at least. Oh, understeer, oversteer. Ah! This is not a good start. I'm just gonna pause quickly because my remote is dying, so I just need to plug her back in. There we go, plug back in. I want to push through the chicane, but I can't really push too hard. Okay, onto Nords we go. Onto Green Hell we go. Try and push. We've got warm tires now. Front tires are up to temperature. Ironically, our tire getting used the least is now right rear. Very bumpy. Down to third. Missed the apex a little bit there. Over the bump. Oh! Leave it in third. Curb it. Try to set the car back. Whoa! It was a bit of a bit rate drop and a leg spine, but he saved it. Don't know how he saved it. Like, genuinely no clue what happened there. Okay. Up Vluchtplatz. I don't have the bravery to go flat through there in this car. And we're going to be coming up to the code 120 where Max Verstappen had his code 120. I believe it was here in the dip. Okay, this is where he had his code 120. I'm so lost into what I was speaking about. Now, if you do speed in a code 120, you do get a penalty. I don't know how fast we go through it, so I don't know if I can do 120. And then his code 120 ended here, I think. Yeah, there's the booth on our right. Back up to racing speed we go, down to Foxhole at maximum pace. Gotta make up for that lost time. Try and miss the curb realistically, because the real new curb is quite scary. Jimmy Broadbent did quite a good insert on that. If you don't follow Jimmy, I would highly recommend you go watch Jimmy Broadbent. Amazing, amazing bloke. Down past Rebel Tree. Onto the brakes. Get it to turn in. Nice and smooth through there. Lovely. Down to third. Curb to curb pretty much. A little bit of a lag spike there. Not too terrible though. Down to second. Try and not get too much slide on corner exit there. I was going to say, I'm not too sure what to do here. Okay, I believe this is miss, hit, miss in this car. That varies from car to car. What was that, Keenan? GT3 cars, it is miss, miss, hit. But I think in the club sport it just works better to go miss, hit, miss on the Apex. The Apex side there. And I missed the Apex that one. Back down to third. This corner you can actually carry quite a lot of speed. Sorry, my brain jumped a few verbs there. Because I just was losing control of the vehicle. Down to third, broke nice and early. Come on, get to the Apex skinner. There we go. Woo! Bit of oversteer. A lot of oversteer. We are 200 seconds up though. And I know where that puts me. I think that's faster than Max. Not by much though. Come on, up the hill we go. Coming up to Bravery Corner now. That is what it has been nicknamed by the racing drivers. It's pretty much, you just need to be brave. It's a blind corner that we are understeering through. Lost a heck of a lot of speed through there. Oh! Front end got a bit light. Confusion corner, that's my new nickname for that corner. Because I just simply don't know how to take it. Missed the first Apex, hit the second one, but also get on the brakes at the same time. Into the carousel we go. Lovely, lovely stuff. Alright, now it's gonna be... Do I have the nuggies? Yeah, I do. I'm gonna go down to third, 3 kryptonite corners. That's what I'm gonna call this sequence. Brake just before the crest. There we go. That's what we did on the warm-up, and it seems to work. Nice and lovely through there. Your TC and the diff savers kicking in. Try and get to the curb. Come on, man. Loads of understeer there. Use that compression to our advantage for braking a little bit better. Now here you just want to float the car through, let it slow itself down. Normally in these cars at optimum grip it's not a lot easier, but like I said, through YouTube corner we go. But yeah, like I was saying, we are running a lot of limitations. The dusty track oh my goodness, try and simulate similar to real life conditions. Oh, turn. I mean, the jump was fun. Aim for the apex. Try not to get too much lightweight on the nose. I'm making funny faces because this is scary. 200 and you sliding. Okay, this is where we messed up last time. Can we? There we go. I am my own code 60. I am my own code 60. I am my own code 60. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got too cocky. I will own it. I got too cocky coming through there. That was all my fault. I got too cocky, I tried to use too much track, I overheated the tires. But you know what? We'll call that a traffic simulation and a skill issue. Sorry, AR12. You can claim your copyright strike on that one. Okay, down the long straight we go. Basically, we can chill out now. Focus a little bit. One thing I did learn from watching a lot of Nordschleifer videos is that the Club Sport VW ran the Club Sport S right along here, until the end, because they believed that was the shortest way to take the circuit, and then they came across here and went back down the hill. Now we are going to be going down the hill at a whopping 270 km an hour. Oh my golly gosh, that's quick. That is blooming quick. Get down to fourth, down to third. Oh, come on, get on throttle. I think we're going to beat Max. I don't know to feel victorious or to feel bad. One what? 935.270. I might review this and redo it at some point, but Max Verstappen set a 1021.591. Maybe this turns into a series fast where we see how slow of a car do we need to drive in a Assetto Corsa in order for us to basically equal or lose to Max Verstappen's time. Will it be a road car? Will it be a race car? What would it be for us to have a challenge to race Max Verstappen's real life lap time around the MLS Enduro Cup? Also, I don't know if this was 110% the correct layout. I believe to a degree it was, and I believe I got the 120 zone correct, but I could be wrong. If there's anybody out there who knows a little bit more about Max Verstappen's 10-minute 21.591 lap time, drop a comment down below. I would be super curious to know. But in the Porsche, with the worst conditions I could put this car through, we did a 935. So how slow of a car can I drive before I am too slow to beat Max Verstappen? I'm extremely curious. Another challenge I thought we could maybe do, let me know in the comments down below as well, is I want to see if I can beat Manny from the Black Falcon team's time in the M4 GT4. I will leave a link to Jimmy's video over here. This is our latest hot lap video with our road car series, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. What is it going to take us to be as slow as Max Verstappen?